Hey everyone, it's Brian Altano and Andrew Goldfarb, two of the biggest TV watching people at IGN, believe it or not. We are both huge Breaking Bad fans. We are both huge Better Call Saul fans, a show we didn't really think would pan out, but it did.
It did, it's great.
And guess what? Good news, because we love all of those things so much, they're potentially making a Breaking Bad movie.
Which I did not see coming.
No, I did not at all.
I don't think I expected this. I think last night, the Albuquerque Journal, I want to say they're called, reported, based on the New Mexico Film Office, that a movie codenamed Greenbrier is in production, and that they had a source who told them it was a Breaking Bad film.
Right.
And then today, the next day, Slash Film has now learned that it is indeed a Breaking Bad film, and it is following the tale of young Jesse Pinkman.
Wait, yes?
As
the tagline we heard was originally a
kidnapped man escaping on his quest to freedom, basically.
Yes,
Yeah.
which effectively lines up with, spoilers, the last shots of Breaking Bad, which is Aaron Paul's character in a car after leaving the Nazi kidnap camp where they force him to make meth, driving 100 miles an hour to the set of the Need for Speed movie.
Yes, exactly, which is the unofficial sequel.
Yes.
I mean, like, it's interesting, and I have two sides. Like you're totally right that I think we're all like, what? When Better Call Saul got announced, I now think that show, 4 seasons in, rivals some of the best Breaking Bad moments.
Completely agree.
Probably my favorite currently running show on TV. And I think that's really surprising and special. I think that team knows what they're doing. The other side of me feels like I love the way Breaking Bad ended. I don't really need more with those characters necessarily.
Right. So to contextualize this a little more, this news comes straight off of the fact that we just heard that AMC is effectively fast-tracking 3 Walking Dead movie-shaped things that will end up on their channel. We don't think those will end up in theaters. That follows the sort of departure of Rick Grimes on The Walking Dead, one of the long-running stars of the show. And so that's where this sort of starts making more sense, because it effectively has AMC saying, this is our way of telling stories now. B, Better Call Saul has dabbled occasionally in flash forwards that tell the story outside of the realm of where Saul Goodman's character is sort of being created.
Yeah, the first scene of every season.
Yes, yeah. And so one time during the season, we actually got to see a brief glimpse of Saul sort of dealing with the fallout of Breaking Bad's events as they were happening towards the very end, which was really cool. But so we have now gotten a glimpse of the first kind of moments post Walt, right? Yeah. Now, so we know how that show ended. It was Walter White laying there basically in a pool of blood, riddled in bullets with,
his cancer was back.
His cancer was back. Jesse escapes. But we've heard from Vince Gilligan, the showrunner, that he has basically not been able to actually confirm yes or no Walter White is dead. It was sort of this nebulous maybe.
Yeah, and it's like you assume he's dead, but at the same time, Bryan Cranston, in response to this news on a radio show interview this morning, said he knows the movie's in production. He's not read the script, but he was like, if Vince asked me to do it, absolutely I would do it. So there could be some kind of role for Walter White, whether it's flashbacks or, I don't know, Ghost Obi-Wan speaking to Jesse kind of thing.
Well, I will say, just from a narrative perspective, I love the idea of a 70 to 90-minute short or basically long TV episode. Calling it a movie is weird because this is effectively an episode of the show. But in lieu of giving a show a 6-season, 8-episode run, 10-episode run, 13-episode run, and just doing something kind of tight to give us sort of like a postmort on what happened on that show, that's really cool. In the past,
absolutely.
TV movies were never really that great. One of the ones that popped in my head was Prison Break, had a spin-off TV movie that was just pretty bad, but I think at that point the quality of the show had depleted so much anyway. But
I think that was a show, like AMC, the shows that have worked in the last few years, because they've definitely had some that were kind of dead on arrival, like they had a show Rubicon that didn't last very long. Like they had some dramas that didn't really make it. But I think the ones that have, obviously Walking Dead and Mad Men and Breaking Bad, really put them on the map as kind of a powerhouse for drama. And so I do have faith that they'll let Vince Gilligan do his thing and keep up the kind of pedigree that they've earned since Breaking Bad premiered. For me, knowing it's about Jesse almost makes me less excited. Again, I totally have faith that, like Saul, they can surprise us, but I don't I have not had like a hunger for the resolution of that story since Breaking Bad ended.
I'm kind of in the same boat. That said, I'm cautiously optimistic, just like you are. And Vince Gilligan has said in the past, he doesn't really want to do something unless there's like a good reason for it.
Totally.
I think if there's a great story there and there's like a reason for him to really tell it and find a good way to do it, then I'm all in. If this is like some hokey cash-in garbage, then I don't want it. But either way, you're able to just watch Breaking Bad, pretend that's the end of it, but if you want more, chances are you might be getting it. And so for all things television, Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad, and Greenbrier,
Greenbrier.
you're already in the right place, IGN.